Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of In Ohio Country. Today, I'm Big Dan Wilson, and this week our feature story is with United States Senator Jon Husted. Our Amanda Mangan caught up with the senator to discuss various ag-related topics, and we'll have that interview and more this week in Ohio Country Today. Alan Davis Insurance Agency, your solutions provider in Wapakoneta, Lima, and Minster. Alan is a business owner and an active farmer. Trust Alan Davis Insurance Agency for auto, home, life, commercial, and total farm protection. For more information, check us out on the web at alandavisinsurance.com. If you're looking for prime cropland and whitetail habitat, you don't want to miss the next land auction from Dye Real Estate and Land Company. 126 acres in Amanda Township of prime Allen County farmland and hunting ground. Join us September 15th, 6 p.m. at Whitetail Acres Event Center in Lima, Ohio. Online bidding is also available from your area leader in land auctions, Dye Real Estate and Land Company. For more information on this and other upcoming auctions, go to dyerealestate.com. Don't miss this year's Agro Expo, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. This 3-day event starts with a cattle highlight in Salina, Ohio on Thursday, September 10th. Then the grower event, Friday, September 11th in Laddie. And culminating on Saturday, September 12th with a community event also in Laddie, Ohio. For more information about the 5th annual Agro Expo, check us out on the web at agroexpo.com. That's agroexpo.com. Resource, Ohio's premier supplier of mulch, compost, stone, soil, salt, and more. A family-owned company here to help you improve your curb appeal with premium mulch and decorative stone. They also provide compost for your garden. We make and sell landscape products. Resource is also recycling, taking existing material and transforming it into something to enhance your landscape for commercial or home use. Call us today or check us out on the web at resourcemulch.com. Your outdoor fun starts here at Dad's Toy Shop. See us today for all of your favorite remote control land, air, and watercraft, and so much more. Dad's Toy Shop in downtown Wapakoneta is your one-stop shop for all of your hobby needs.
I'm Amanda Mangan with In Ohio Country Today, and I have U.S. Senator Jon Husted here with me, who is also the incumbent and Republican nominee for the Senate seat up in the fall. Thank you so much for taking the time. I truly appreciate it. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you.
Great to have you. So first off, let's talk about the Farm Bill and what's going on with that right now.
Well, we're trying to get it done. I'm not on the Ag Committee, but Chairman Bozeman, I know, has been releasing the text of the bill to make sure that we have the votes to be able to get it done. Right now, I'm not sure we have Democrat votes to get it done because they do not like the anti-fraud provisions were related to the SNAP program. They want to reopen it so that we can have, literally more fraud. I just think that taxpayers expect us to make sure that we eliminate all the fraud in our public service programs. But that's one of the catching points. But then there are other issues around there, year-round E15, the Prop 12 issues, the federal preemption on pesticides, all those are kind of hanging out there around the orbit of the Farm Bill that also are priorities for discussion.
And on the tip of all of our tongues right now are words like cyclospora and salmonella and screwworm. There's a lot of diseases and illnesses that are really impacting the ag industry across the country, not just in Ohio. So what are some of the things that you're hearing that are being done to kind of curtail and monitor these outbreaks?
Yeah, well, we had Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins in before the Appropriations Committee the other day. I had her in Ohio just a few weeks ago talking about what the role of the U.S. Department of Agriculture is in trying to make sure that we're monitoring these outbreaks, trying to isolate them, that we're doing research and on things like screwworm and other things where we're making sure that these things don't get out of hand. It's always terrible when you have a health outbreak or a problem with a pest that gets into our food system. But we have a great system in America, and we isolate those things pretty quickly, working with health officials and attempt to get them under control. But America has a wonderful food system, but these are always challenges, and you've got to be ever vigilant. And that's why I know ag leaders in Ohio take food safety so seriously. I know when I go to dairies, when I go to particularly dairies, cheese manufacturers, things like that. Anytime there's fresh fruits and vegetables, taking precautions to make sure we're protecting our food supply chain is very important. And it takes all of us, not just government, but people in the ag community and the private sector, and they take these things very seriously.
I reached out to the ODA as well and asked them, what about Ohio producers? How are they doing? And they say they are following all the safety protocols, doing really, really well. And it's a great reminder for folks that there is great, wonderful produce right here, grown in Ohio through controlled environment ag, your local farmers market. So there are a lot of ways to avoid some of these issues by buying local and getting it directly from your local farmer, right?
Yeah, well, as I drive around Ohio all the time, I'm seeing the food stands out there, and whether that's corn on the cob or strawberries, you name it, they're everywhere. It's peach season now. We got some peaches out there every once in a while that you see. So all of these things are good, and goes right out through the fall when we're out there getting pumpkins and things like that. So it's Ohio is a great ag state, and we have a lot of wonderful choices. And remember, to support your local farmers and farmers markets.
And another big issue facing the ag industry and really across the board, a lot of people have concerns about data centers. And the Ohio EPA just came out with their ruling when it comes to permits. So what's your take on that? Data centers are here. They're across Ohio. So what are you saying to farmers and folks in the ag industry and across the board when it comes to their concerns about data centers and the impact that that's going to have on land and natural resources?
Well, it's our modern world. This show that we're on right now is brought to you by a data center. We run it through. That's where it all comes from. Anytime you're on your phone scrolling, anytime you're ordering something online, anytime you watch something streaming, which we all do every single day, one of those kinds of things, text messages, goes through a data center. So we are creating the demand in this modern society with our reliance on technology, but we have to do it like we have throughout history in a balanced way. I think the way that we're pushing now, I've just introduced legislation to joining President, I'm really trying to implement President Trump's memorandum of understanding that says data centers have to produce their own electricity. Why? So that we don't spread the burden to other ratepayers. What are one of the other environmental requests and demands that we're seeing data centers respond to? Recycling all their water, to keep a closed loop system with water so that we don't have to use excess water, that we can recycle it and reuse it. All of those things are very important. We're trying to lean in on. I encourage us to put the state, anyone in the nation. One of the reasons we have high electricity prices is because under the Green New Deal, 23 power plants were closed in Ohio. That's half of the power that we use on a daily basis got closed. So that's why we got to build new, because all of this other stuff was closed, which was a terribly dumb mistake that federal officials led in the past. But we're trying to overcome that so that we can have affordable energy, that we can, but I would like to see these data centers built on former power plant sites, because you got all the infrastructure there, rebuild a new power plant there, modernize it, build the data center right there on the vacant land that's already been there for an industrial use, recycle, reuse those properties so that we are not putting them in places that people don't like. But remember, federal government shouldn't be telling you where to put things. It's a local decision. Your mayors, your city council, your county commissioners, your township trustees, if they want a data center because it's a good deal for your community, great. But if they don't put them there.
And what else are you hearing from folks across the ag industry that are major concerns right now?
Well, look, it matters. It depends on who you're talking to, right? The price of beef for a cattle farmer, big deal. Imports, markets, things like that. Also, you hear about year-round E15 from corn growers in particular, wanting to make sure they have a more stable market. Look, our export markets are not as lucrative as they used to be, largely because countries like Brazil are producing more agricultural products at a lower price than we can, and they're taking some of that market share away. So that's why it's important for the federal government to lean in. We have a $12 billion farm aid bill that's under consideration right now in the Senate, and we hope to get that done so that we can help people in the ag community who are struggling as markets change, as retaliatory tariffs or things like that are happening. So this has never been easy. It's never been easy in agriculture throughout our history. It's not easy now, but we need to open up markets. We need to create markets, and we need to restore a little balance and get down some of those input costs on everything from fertilizer to fuel, which I believe will hopefully be coming soon.
There was just a trade team from Brazil in looking at wheat grown in Ohio. And you have the Arable Research Lab that just announced a new product for soy involving asphalt. So it's amazing what can be done to kind of diversify some of these markets for Ohio's producers and ag industry.
Well, there's a very interesting thing that's also happening. I don't know if you know this, but about 15% of the U.S. population is using a GLP-1 drug, right? Which means we're changing our food habits. And what are a lot of the people who are consumers in that segment of the population? They're no longer eating as many carbs, and they're trying to eat more protein, right? So the American consumers' tastes and things like that are changing all the time. And so we're constantly adapting to these changes.
And a new way to find new tastes and new changes is to go to a local fair, right? Or the state fair. You're going to find great fair food if you're looking to expand your palate, right?
Well, growing up in Williams County, the fair used to be very close to where my high school was, and I'd go there every day for lunch for a milkshake and a pork sandwich. So that still sticks in my head, although I will acknowledge that I think I got a milkshake and a pork sandwich for $1.50 when I was in high school. So I don't think I'm going to be getting it for that anymore.
Yeah, probably not. A little bit more. Is there anything else that you want to get out there for folks?
Look, if you have an issue, whether it is you're a veteran, you need Social Security help, you have issues with any federal agency, call my office. We want to be helpful. Customer service is the top of our list. Is the amount of money that we've helped Ohioans recover that they had due to them, but they couldn't get the IRS or somebody to respond to them. We work hard at trying to solve those problems for you. So always know to call our office, whether that's one of our Ohio offices or our Washington, D.C. office, and we'll get some help going your way.
Definitely. Folks need to reach out, right?
Right. I got to know. I can't solve a problem I don't know about. I'll always do my best to solve a problem once you tell me.
Exactly. Well, thank you again so much for the time. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Again, for In Ohio Country Today, I'm Amanda Mangan.
Rodock Leasing Sales and Service is your place for Wilson Trailers. Wilson builds reliable commodity trailers to appeal to several agricultural markets. From the Wilson Original Sloped End Grain Hopper Trailer to their self-unloading belt trailer and options like a removable conveyor, Wilson delivers your best value and your lowest cost of operation, customized to your needs. Rodock is your home for Wilson Trailers. Call Rodock Leasing Sales and Service today. Learn more at rodock.com. When it's time to harvest, don't leave yield in the field. A Drago corn head from Apple Farm Service is built for performance when every bushel counts. Designed to maximize crop retention and minimize losses with self-adjusting deck plates and quad suspension. Harvest with confidence and see why so many operators trust Drago season after season. Stop by your local Apple Farm Service or visit applefarmservice.com/Drago to learn more.
Out here, creating a cleaner future means getting our hands dirty. It doesn't mean that our work isn't cutting edge. It just means that our breakthroughs are covered in layers of dust, sweat, and good old-fashioned grit. Our kind of grit gets you up before the sun and keeps you up well after it goes down. It hangs in the air in the heat of the day and stains the brim of your cap. But if you think that's all there is, you're not seeing the whole picture. Sometimes our grit wears a white coat. It glistens under a microscope in a state-of-the-art lab where the brightest minds in biotech push boundaries. Our grit is a mixture of creativity and common sense. It's a perfect harmony between sun, soil, and seed. At Poet, we're here to solve our world's greatest challenges by harnessing the power of agriculture and biotechnology to create plant-based alternatives to petroleum-based products. Where others see obstacles, we unearth boundless opportunities through hard work, determination, and yeah, you guessed it, grit. It's a natural resource. It's inside every one of us. It gives us hope and inspires action. It helps support our communities and protect the things we love. But the best part about grit is that there's an abundant supply right here at home. American-made biofuels, high-protein animal feed, cleaner consumer bioproducts. This is Poet.
Dye Real Estate and Land Company invites you to our next land auction in Wood County. 80 acres of prime tillable farmland, highly productive soil, and dual road frontage for easy access. Join us September 3rd, 6 p.m. at the Deschler American Legion. Online bidding is also available. Don't miss this 80-acre land auction September 3rd in Wood County. From your area leader in land auctions, Dye Real Estate and Land Company. For more information on this and other upcoming auctions, go to dyerealestate.com. Get more out of your harvest with a MacDon Flex Draper from Apple Farm Service. When you need more capacity, greater flexibility, and faster harvesting speeds, MacDon delivers. Engineered to follow field contours and provide an exceptionally close cut, Flex Drapers help maximize crop intake and reduce losses. Built for real-world conditions, MacDon is ready for whatever harvest throws your way. Stop by your nearest Apple Farm Service or visit applefarmservice.com/MacDon to see our inventory. Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. Big Dan Wilson alongside of Nick Zachrich here at Farm Science Review. Actually, it's pre-review, and that's what we're here today to talk about. This year's 2026 Farm Science Review. How many years is it now, Nick?
Well, this is the 64th show, Dan.
Yeah, unbelievable. And, you know, the various locations, or at least the two locations that it's been, it really makes a difference being here at the Molly Caron Agricultural Center, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's actually 44 here. It was only 20 years at Don Scott Airfield. So
yeah.
Molly Caron Ag Center, now it's 44 years.
And it's unbelievable how it's grown, not only from the standpoint of the size, literally, of its footprint, but of the participants and the people who come to Farm Science Review.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. When we moved to this site from the old site, we went from a 40-acre exhibit area to 80 acres. And inside the fence right now is actually closer to 90 acres with our ride and drives and antique tractor clubs that are to greet you when you come in the gate.
Yeah. You know, one of the things we fail to talk about, too, is all the activity that happens before the review or after the review. It's not something that just takes place that week in September. It's something that happens all year round. And just today, for example, we got some video of the K building being taken down, some activity with some other construction equipment. Why don't we talk about some of those other activities before we get into this year's review that you guys have out here?
Yeah, the facility at the Molly Caron Ag Center, we use it all year round for different events. Of course, nothing quite as big as Farm Science Review, but different companies will rent it. There's every once in a while, Ohio State University Extension educators will use it for some type of field day. The Ohio Agribusiness Association partners with Extension to put on a certified crop advisor a field day ahead of time. So the plots that we've been in, talk about, hopefully pretty much every year, talk about these plots as people come in. It's getting used more than once a year. So that field day gives an opportunity for them to talk about some of those projects and research opportunities that are really around the state, but here on demonstration.
And we always talk about the Gwen Conservation Area. There's a really beautiful room over there, too, if you wanted to rent that and do something special for your business, or if you have something that's ag-related, people can rent that out as well, right?
Yeah, any type of educational event. It doesn't even necessarily have to be agriculture, but, preferable. But Soil and Water does some presentations there, USDA. There's different classes within Ohio State, or different committees that come out and use our cabin. Sometimes just for a retreat. It does have some Wi-Fi, availability there. Cell phone service is pretty good, but it is just away from the office, so some people like to do that, meet up with their team and just have a day to be able to brainstorm, think, and just have meetings usually. But great facility for just a group of 40 or less.
Well, speaking about the office, we're right outside of the headquarters, if you will, the main office on the campus of Farm Science Review at the Mullikaran Agricultural Center here in London, Ohio. The activities are rolling. Like I said, we're only a few weeks away from Farm Science Review, and that means making sure we're crossing the T's and dotting the I's. So what can we expect at this year's Farm Science Review?
Yeah, so this is where it all happens, where we put it all together, Dan, here in the office. And so we have our digital directory that gets put together with all our exhibitor registrations, and that's helped us build our program too. So we still have a printed program, and we have the digital directory. So both of those resources are great for planning ahead. The program is going to be available online on our website when it is complete here in just a couple of weeks. And that digital directory is actually going to go live this week. So you can start planning now, really, for that. You can find information about the exhibitors that are coming. You can do keyword searches on things in that digital directory, and also find some of the sessions and things like that. So you can plan out pretty much your whole trip to Farm Science Review there. If you come one day or all three, you're going to be able to find the information you need to make it most valuable for your time. We know that a lot of people are getting busy this time of year to do their own harvesting or different projects around their farms. But you can come see it all happen demonstration-wise here this time of year for Farm Science Review. So making it out here can definitely become an economic boon for you. You can have a great experience looking at the demonstrations and all the exhibitors we have to make your farm just a little bit better.
One of the things, too, that I've noticed, we talk about all the changes that happens, and we talk about technology. You guys have really embraced that when it comes to communicating with the general public before, during, and after the event. So let's talk about the different social media and the different things that you've done, including a beautiful new website, fsr.osu.edu.
Yeah, the organization of that hopefully makes it a lot easier for everybody to find the information that they want about Farm Science Review. Yeah. So, it's not just finding the schedules and the information that way, but a lot of people have just questions about, am I able to bring a golf cart? Can I, what does it cost anything to park? Or, just those details that everybody wants to know beforehand. You can find that information pretty easy on our website at fsr.osu.edu. Find a lot of the information on Facebook, too. The Facebook seems to be the most popular social media platform that our audience gets on. But it's also, we repost a lot of that information on Instagram, on TikTok. LinkedIn is another one for us. So if you're out there in the business world, we're on LinkedIn as well. You can find information there about exhibiting and things like that. If you have a company that you think is going to fit in well with us at Farm Science Review. So Facebook by far is what we experience the most engagement from, and not that we focus on that completely, because all the other platforms are important too, because there's an audience there. But Facebook just seems to grow each year, get a little bit more followers and engagement on some of the posts there. So the information about Farm Science Review is most popular, but some of the videos that come out, even just throughout the year, are entertaining for a lot of people. Some of the equipment that we use on the farm and what's going on. Some people just like to see the videos to see what the crops look like, and it does pretty well. So we really appreciate everybody following us on Facebook. We also have a newsletter we're starting to, so some people have found that last year, but we're really kind of start pushing that as an opportunity for people to stay connected and learn about what's going on. So if you're one of those people that want to buy online tickets ahead of time and find that information, we'll send you the email to remind you that, hey, now they're available, and you can get that pre-sale price instead of paying at the gate.
One of the things you did mention is the education aspect of Farm Science Review. Everything from the small farms to ask the experts. There's a lot of things that you can learn here, and education is a true key when it comes to being a good producer, being a good farmer, being a profitable producer, and that's what you guys provide.
Yep. Yeah, they do a great job. You mentioned small farms, and they're taking a little pivot from what they usually do. They have some great presentations there, but they're looking more into the demonstration side of things.
Nice.
On the small ruminant side, they're doing some things, and even like on the poultry, like the backyard poultry things. So you don't have to be a huge producer to find something valuable here at Farm Science Review, or maybe you're diversifying your farm a little bit and you want to add some small flock of some poultry. So those are some things you'll find at small farms, and just a lot of good resources there.
Let's give everybody that website address again.
fsr.osu.edu. You'll be able to find all the information soon about the program, our digital directory. So you can find a lot of different information there about presentations and things. Find our social media. And there's just a lot of ways to engage with us, Dan. So if you can think of it, we probably are out there on those platforms. So fsr.osu.edu is where it all starts, and you can find all the other resources from there.
And we'll have a link to that as well at our website at inohiocountry.com. The 64th Annual Farm Science Review, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at the beautiful Molly Caron Agricultural Center here in London, Ohio. We hope to see you there. And we'll be back with more In Ohio Country Today right after this. Closed captioning provided by Dye Real Estate and Land Company, your area leader in land auctions. Don't miss this year's Agro Expo, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. This 3-day event starts with a cattle highlight in Salina, Ohio on Thursday, September 10th. Then the grower event, Friday, September 11th in Laddie. And culminating on Saturday, September 12th with a community event also in Laddie, Ohio. For more information about the 5th Annual Agro Expo, check us out on the web at agroexpo.com. That's agroexpo.com. Resource, Ohio's premier supplier of mulch, compost, stone, soil, salt, and more. A family-owned company here to help you improve your curb appeal with premium mulch and decorative stone. They also provide compost for your garden. We make and sell landscape products. Resource is also recycling, taking existing material and transforming it into something to enhance your landscape for commercial or home use. Call us today or check us out on the web at resourcemulch.com. Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today. For more information about our TV show, our podcast, our YouTube channel, our iHeartMedia Ag Network, check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.